Hi everyone. I hope you must all be doing very well. I am Dr. Rashmi Sharma from Origin Fertility and IVF, and today we will discuss about donor egg IVF. But before that, if you wish to come to our center, the number you can see on the screen, you can give a phone call and take an appointment. And for teleconsultation, you will get the app links down below in the description box. You can book a teleconsultation with our center. Before coming to the topic of the video, I would like to tell you about Origin Fertility and IVF. This is a center for almost 8 years now in Delhi. We are located at 3 places, and we have been recognized as one of the best IVF centers, no, not one of the best, but the best IVF center in India North region by Economic Times in 2019. We have also been awarded as the best most integrated team in IVF in India North region and one of the best IVF specialists in India North. So now coming to the topic of the video today, which is donor egg IVF. It's a very sensitive topic, very touchy topic, and there are a lot of questions surrounding it. So we will discuss what is egg donation, who needs egg donation, who are the ladies who can donate eggs, how do you recruit egg donors, what is the process, what is the success rate, what is the legal status, and what are the common questions about this whole process. So first, what is egg donation? So we know for making a baby or for making a woman pregnant, you need an egg and you need a sperm from husband. Sometimes there may be a situation when eggs are not available. Either the number is less or the quality is poor. In that case, egg can be sourced or egg can be taken from a third person or a lady, donor lady. So this is third party reproduction. So we are taking eggs from a third party or a donor lady and sperm of the husband, making a baby outside in the lab and putting it in the uterus of the wife. This is donor egg IVF. Okay. So now the question is, who needs this technology? Who are the women who would be needing donor egg for conception? Okay, so only those women would be needing where there are issues with the egg. Issues with the egg could be either with the number, that means the number is less or there are no eggs left in the body, or the quality is less or the quality is poor. The number of eggs are judged by anti-Mullerian hormone, which is a blood test, antral follicle count, which is an ultrasound done by a gynecologist or the radiologist, or by their previous response in the cycle. We have done the IVF, and then we saw that this lady did not form any egg or formed very less number of eggs. Then we know that this lady has very little number of eggs, low AMH, ultrasound showing us low number of eggs, or there is a previous treatment response which told us that the number of eggs are very less. There could be issues with the egg quality. Okay, so the number is good, but the quality is poor. Quality becomes poor. The most important reason for poor quality eggs is age. If as the age increases, then the quality of the egg decreases. So let's say somebody is 40 years, 41, 42, 43, the quality of eggs is going to be extremely poor. Apart from that, there could be some diseases like endometriosis, tuberculosis, and there could be some other diseases which can decrease the quality of the eggs. Previous treatment response will also tell us whether the quality of the egg is okay or not okay. So the women who would be needing it are menopausal women in which menopause has already happened, or those women who have premature menopause, that means they are young but their periods have stopped and the eggs are not there, or somebody who is of very high age like 41, 42, 43, or poor quality eggs due to any reason. We have seen earlier that the eggs were poor quality, or there are some inherited genetic disorders. Sometimes there are some genetic disorders in the family which run through the women. So in that case also, to avoid having a genetically abnormal baby, donor egg is taken. So these are the patients in whom we would be needing the services of donor egg IVF. Okay. So now coming to how do you recruit that donor lady? So the recruitment of donor lady or the donor source could be through ART bank. ART is Artificial Reproductive Technology banks or donor agencies. So these are the banks which are accredited and registered with the government, Indian Council of Medical Research. Actually, our government, when they made their guidelines in 2010, they created these separate agencies, ART bank. So it has become now very easy. You don't have to go and search the donor. We don't have to. The doctors also don't have to go and search the donor. So there are agencies designated for this purpose. We just have to give them a phone call, and they will start sending us women, and the doctor would be selecting the donor. And how do you select? How do we select the donor who can donate eggs? Number one is the age. Of course, we will not take a higher age lady. The donor should be less than 30 years of age. Number two, she should be a married lady with one or two kids, so that we are sure that her egg quality is good. And her physical characteristics should be matching with the wife. Her height, her complexion, her hair color, eye color, blood group should be matching either with the husband or with the wife. She should be psychologically and emotionally stable. So when a lady comes for egg donation, she is screened thoroughly. When she enters into the clinic, we try to do her psychological evaluation, why she is doing it, will she not run away in between the treatment, and then she is assessed physically also. After that, we do an ultrasound. Some of the ladies would be would not taken after doing an ultrasound, because ultrasound itself will tell us that no, the number of eggs are less. But if we find that this lady is okay and the ultrasound is also okay, then we would be sending initially two tests. One is AMH, another is thalassemia gene. Her AMH should be within normal range so that we get enough number of eggs, good number of eggs, and her thalassemia gene should be negative. Once these two test reports also comes out to be positive, that means that she's okay, then all the other tests are done. For her physical fitness, we do her hemogram, sugar, thyroid, her kidney function test, a lot of tests to assess that she is physically fit to donate eggs, and also for infections like HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and syphilis. These are tests done so that we are not transmitting the infection to someone. This is how you recruit a donor lady. So now coming to the process. Process is very simple. Once we decide that yes, egg donation is needed, a donor selection process is started, as I have explained you before, and wife's uterus preparation is started. So we want to see whether her uterus is forming nicely or not by giving tablets, that is the estrogen tablets, and by doing an ultrasound, we assess whether the uterine lining is forming nicely or not. This is known as mock endometrial preparation, and simultaneously the donor is being screened and selected. Once the donor has been selected, all the characteristics of the donor would be discussed with the couple. We will tell you about her height, complexion, how she looks, how is her features, everything. Except her personal identity is not disclosed. Photograph cannot be shown. You cannot meet the woman. The donor has to be anonymous. That means she should not know where the egg went, and you should not know exactly from where it came. Sometimes we do get requests that we want to take donor egg from our own family. So our bill says that we should not take, and these suggestions by the government have been made after a lot of thoughts, processes. Ideally, you should not be taking donor eggs from your family, because it has got huge psychological implications for future. They know that it is their baby, you know that it is their baby, and once the baby grows up, more than 18 years, then somehow if he comes to know that genetically he belongs to this woman, so there could be some psychological implications to which it is better to avoid those kind of psychological implications. Okay, now coming to the success rate of IVF. So this is one of the most successful treatments in IVF. The success rate of IVF can reach up to 60 to 70% in the first cycle itself. If the wife's uterus is okay, the success rate is to the tune of 65 to 70%. And once we have taken full donor for a woman, that means all her eggs had been for that lady. So we get embryos for maybe 2 or 3 times. So even if one IVF has failed, we will have ample embryos to transfer maybe second time and third time. Then the cumulative pregnancy rate, that means egg pickup has been done once, IVF has been done once, but transfer was done maybe 2 or 3 times. This success will reach almost 80 to 90%. So it is one of the very, very successful treatments in whole of artificial reproductive technology. Now coming to the side effects. So the patient asks us whether there are any side effects for the wife. So of course, no, it's a very simple process. You will be just be taking some hormone tablets. There are no side effects. You are not taking any injections. There is no overnight admission. So it's very simple process for the recipient or the wife. For the donor also, there are no major long-term side effects. There could be some short-term side effects like because she's taking injections, so sometimes a nausea, a little uneasiness, sometimes maybe there. Sometimes there may be some anesthesia-related complications, which is very rare, but it can happen. And when we are doing the egg retrieval, sometimes there could be some bleeding or infection in some of the women, which is very rare, but sometimes, yes, it may happen. And also to note here that there are no effect on the long-term fertility of the donor women. The egg number does not decrease, and it has no impact on their fertility. They can be as fertile as possible. It has got no impact on their own fertility. Now coming to the legal aspects in India. Yes, it is perfectly legal. It is there in our bill, Indian Council of Medical Research 2010 bill. Donor has to be anonymous. It has to be sourced through an ARD bank, and it is perfectly legal. The consent is signed by you and your husband that the baby that's born will carry all the legal rights as if it has been born from your egg. The donor and her husband would be signing that they will have no right whatsoever on the child thus born. They can never claim any right on that baby. So it is very legal. Now there are some common questions that patient asks us because it's a little difficult decision to take. They ask us, whether they will have that bonding with the child. So yes, of course you will have that bonding. Even if you hold a baby in your lap, you start feeling that bonding with the baby. But this baby would be you would be carrying that baby in your womb for 9 months. You will be delivering, and you will be breastfeeding. Of course there will be bonding, so don't worry about it. And of course the genetics will belong to the donor, but there's something called epigenetics. Epigenetics means from the uterus environment also the baby is inheriting something, so that is also going to influence the baby's behavior. And lot of that is still a developing science, but we know there's some influence of the woman who is carrying also. So don't worry about it. There have been many women who have got this maternal satisfaction through this wonderful technology called donor egg IVF. Don't worry about it. One of the questions is that if she's a donor lady, she's absolutely normal. Why do you need to do IVF? You can just do donor egg IVF like that. So no, normally the ladies form only one egg, and you don't do IVF with just one egg. We need to give her injections. We need to take out those eggs, and we need to do IVF. Of course, it cannot be done without IVF. One more query is, will the baby be matching with me or with the couple? Yes, it is. It is very. The donors are screened very carefully. Every possible, every effort is made to match the donor with you physically. So yes, you should not have this concern. You should have faith in your doctor. You should have faith in the donor agency that yes, baby would be matching you. Don't worry about it. Also, one of the questions is that will my body will accept donor egg? So yes, there is nothing called foreign body in case of donor egg, and donor egg is very successful treatment, and your body would be able to accept donor egg. Don't worry about it. One more technology that I would like to talk here is the frozen egg technology. So we know the freezing technology has gone a revolutionary change during the past 3-4 years. I mean, frozen embryo transfer is so successful. Donor IUI is always done with frozen sperms. Similarly, the egg freezing technology has also improved a lot. So many times these days, frozen eggs are utilized, maybe utilized for egg donation. And slowly and gradually, I think, just like sperm banks, I think egg banks will also form. So if you get an opportunity for using frozen eggs for egg donation, there's absolutely no harm in using it. The success rate is as good as fresh egg IVF. Okay, so you can go ahead about it. So to conclude, I would say this is a wonderful technology, and you should take advantage of it. If there are issues with the egg which are insurmountable, you have exhausted all the other options, you should not think twice about going ahead with donor egg IVF. I hope you must have got answers to a lot of your questions. If you have any more comments or questions, you can write them in the comment section below, and I would be very happy to answer those. Thank you.